Chris had just came in with some cookies. Ruffles felt something sit on her. Ruffles tried moving away. It was difficult. I think you are sitting on something, Chris, Joy said. Chris looked around. What? He asked. Ahem, Joy said, lifting up the covers. Ruffles. Chris sighed. Chris said, lifting Ruffles up. Ruffles squirmed. Settle down, Ruffles, Chris exclaimed. Let me go, Ruffles said. She jumped out of Chris's arms. She ran to Joy. What's the matter, Ruffles? Joy asked. Ruffles squeezed Joy's hand. Chris grabbed me, Ruffles said. Joy patted Ruffles' head. It's okay, Joy said. Ruffles smiled. Meanwhile, it was snowing at Dogville. Snowy was going to the chocolate fountain to fill her cup up. She took a sip. Ah, Snowy said, refreshing. Come in, Ruffles, it's snow day. I wonder if Ruffles is coming, Snowy thought. She tilted her head. Meanwhile, back at the Peeper family's house, Chris was lying on the bed while Joy combed Ruffles' fur. How does this feel? Joy asked. Perfect for me, Ruffles said. Suddenly, something came on the TV.
Hi. Sorry.
Ruffles jumped back really high. It was Snowy calling from Dogville. Come in, Ruffles,
Where's her bell?
Snowy said. It's right there. Joy and Chris came with Ruffles on her way to the future. Meanwhile, Sweetheart and her evil friend Punky were on their way to trick the Ruffles sisters. Perfect, she said, wrapping up a frozen ice cube. It sure looks evil to me, Punky said. Shut up, Sweetheart exclaimed. She wanted to freeze Winter. Punky ran off. Then a knock came from the door. Sweetheart opened it. It was Bad Heart. Well, Sweetheart said, come on in, Bad Heart. Punky hid. Sweetheart pulled him away from the table. Bad Heart watched as Punky struggled to get up. Nah, nah, Punky said. Where are we? Bad Heart shook her head. Meanwhile, Chris and Joy and Gizmo and Ruffles came down with a thump. Ow, Joy said. Where are we? Chris looked around and... Are we lost? Ruffles asked. Joy looked around too. Doesn't appear to be, Chris said. Hey, I know where we are. The Super Dog Book brought us here. Are we lost? Yeah, Ruffles said. She smiled a small smile. Come on, Ruffles said. Let's go find Snowy. She ran with everyone close behind. Meanwhile, Snowy was filling hot chocolate from the chocolate fountain. She heard footsteps running towards her. Snowy turned around. Superdog brought us here. It was Ruffles, Snowy waved. Hello, everyone, Snowy said. Want some chocolate milk? Hot chocolate? Ruffles panted. I love it, Ruffles said. Me too, Chris said. Joy said. They all took sips from their hot chocolate. Soon, second Ruffles showed up. The snow has finally stopped snowing, second Ruffles said. Isn't it great? Ruffles asked. Second Ruffles nodded. Yes, second Ruffles said. Both of them played in the snow. Snowy watched and sipped her chocolate cocoa. The snow has finally stopped snowing. How is it? Ruffles asked. Good, Snowy said. Tasty. It's snow day, Snowy added, fluffing up the snow and tossing it into the air. Both Ruffles and Second Ruffles were amazed. Wow, they said. Let's build a snowman, Chris said. Isn't it great? Yeah, Joy replied. The 6 friends got to work on the snowman. First they did the bottom half, then they did the middle, finally the top. Hooray! Everyone shouted. We did it! The frosty air was in their breath as they walked. Some snow day, huh, Joy? Chris asked. Joy said. Just then, Cookie came by. My invention broke down, Cookie said. Chris, Joy, and Ruffles looked at each other. Come on, guys, Cookie said, running as the others followed close behind. I think it's being attacked. By who? Ruffles asked as they caught up with Cookie. By Sweetie Heart, Cookie said. Joy gasped. Sweetie Heart? She asked. Who would do such a thing? When they got to the Ruffles sisters' home, Cookie showed them. Oh, Joy said. Oh, the Ruffles sisters said. They all watched as Cookie turned on the invention. Well, almost. Chris said. Wouldn't the invention be inside Cookie? Oh, Cookie said. You forgot to open the door, Joy said, laughing with all the Ruffles sisters. Cookie approached the door slowly, and then looked back. Everyone nodded. Hey, the door knob fell off. Puppy Playhouse. Ruffles snickered. The doorknob, Cookie, Ruffles said quietly. Hey, Chris said. You don't snicker at me at home. Chris slapped Ruffles' bottom. Ow, Ruffles exclaimed. Minty growled at Chris. Ruffles was scared. Chris was nervous. Chris said, bye. Then he raced out the door with Minty close behind. Wait for me, Chris, Joy said, running with Gizmo. I wonder what is up with Chris and Joy, Blueberry asked. Ruffles was by the door crying. I'm sure it'll be all right, Ruffles' mom said. Ruffles smiled. Thanks, Mama, she said. They nuzzled each other. I feel better now, Ruffles said. I'm glad, sweetie, her mom said. I have to go find Minty, Ruffles said. She ran off, leaving the others behind. Good luck, Second Ruffles said. It'll be all right. Meanwhile, Minty was out of breath. Chris, Joy, and Gizmo were back in their own time. Minty, called a familiar voice. Minty turned to see Ruffles running. What do you want? Minty asked. Well, Ruffles said, I wanted to see you. Is that right? Minty asked. It's all about being in style. What happened to Chris? Ruffles asked. He ran for his life, Minty said. Ruffles looked surprised. Oh? Ruffles said. The two sisters headed back towards their home. When they got there, they saw Second Ruffles with a beautiful cape on. Minty burst into laughter. Minty, stop making fun of me. Minty, Second Ruffles said, stop making fun of me. Minty kept on laughing. Meanie, Second Ruffles said. She chased Minty out of the house. Minty growled. Everyone gasped. They ran and hid. Ruffles didn't because she was brave. If Chris were here, Ruffles would have told on Minty. Ruffles decided to walk home. Soon she became tired. She sat by the snowman she and her friends had made. But something was different. The snowman had eyes and a scarf, twigs, and a hat. What's going on? Ruffles asked. No need to ask questions, the Super Dog book said. You have ended your adventure. How'd you know, Super Dog? Ruffles asked curiously. Because I am smart, the Super Dog book said. Now you can head to the present. And with that, she was off in a blink of an eye. She thumped back on Chris's bed. The Super Dog book closed. Have a nice snow day, the Super Dog book said. Ruffles was in the present once again.